This is a key to section 8.4 part 1, and that's the section that deals with compound interest. And the formula you're going to use for compound interest, there are two of them. One is this formula. The amount accumulated will be the principal times 1 plus r divided by n raised to the nt power. All right, so remember, p is the principal, r is the rate, and the rate must be written as a decimal, so you have to convert percent to a decimal. N is the number of times being compounded per year, and t is the time. The time is in years. And the other one would be if it's being compounded continuously, and that's this one. A equals the principal times e to the RT power. So your exponent is the product of the rate times the time. And e, remember, is the irrational number that's approximately equal to 2.718. But go ahead and use your calculator's e. Okay? All right, so you're going to use this if it says it's being compounded continuously, and you use this if it's compounded a finite number of times. And this would be continuously. Okay. All right, so number one, you want to find the accumulated value of an investment of $12,000 for 6 years. And the interest rate's 4.7%, and the money is being compounded semi-annually. So semi-annually means every 2 years, so that's n. So n will be 2. And so in your formula, you're going to say the amount accumulated will be the principal, which is $12,000, times 1 plus the rate, which you're told is 4.7%. 4.7% is 0.047 as a decimal. So you move the decimal point 2 places to the left. And n is 2 semi-annually, so twice a year, every 6 months. And I'm going to put the exponent parentheses. If you're going to use your calculator, make sure you put the exponent parentheses so you don't make a mistake entering stuff in your calculator. So that's going to be 2 times the time, and the time is 6 in this case. All right, and then use your calculator, and then make sure you round to the nearest cent. Round to the nearest cent. All right, round to the nearest cent. Okay, so we have 12,000. All right, times in parentheses 1 plus 0.047 divided by 2, close the parentheses, and then I got to do my exponents. I'm going to say exponent, and then in parentheses 2 times 6. Now you know that 2 times 6 is 12, so you could have just said raised to the 12th without the parentheses, or you could have said raised to the 12th with parentheses. So in other words, you could have said this. Let me go ahead and delete. So you could have said this. You would have gotten the same answer, but this product here is not always that simple. So you still may want to just put that in parentheses. So you could have said this. You could have put parentheses here and said that. Okay? But you cannot say this, because what happens is it's raised to the second power when you do that. I'm sorry, let me take that other parentheses out. So if you don't put this in parentheses, what's happening is it's raising this right here, the 1 plus 0.047 to the second power, and then taking whatever this is, multiplying by 6. But that's not what that says. So that's why you need parentheses. All right, so make sure you put parentheses. Be on the safe side so you don't mess up, and use parentheses. Okay, press equal. And then to the nearest tenth, that is $15,857.25. Okay, nearest cent means nearest hundredth. So this is, since this is less than 5, the hundredths place stays the same. All right, compounded quarterly. Oh, and by the way, so you know that you borrowed 12,000. So the excess, see how this is more than 12,000? So this would be the interest that was earned. So the extra money. So what would that be? 3,857. All right. Okay, compounded quarterly. So quarterly means n is 4 times a year, every 3 months. So A equals 12,000 times 1 plus same rate, except this time n is 4, and my exponent would be 4 times 6. So the time's the same, the rate's the same, the principle's the same. It's just the compounding part the number of times it's being compounded changes. Okay, use a calculator and see what you get. So 12,000, parentheses, 1 plus 0.047 divided by 4, close the parentheses, raised to the parentheses, 4 times 6, close the parentheses, press equal, and this time it's 15,883 and 21 cents. Okay? Now, notice that as we mentioned in class, the more times it's being compounded, say n is 2, n is 4, and notice what's happening to the accumulated amount. It increases. So the more times it is being compounded per year, the more you earn. It's not much, but it's still something. Okay, compounded monthly means n is 12, so 12 months in a year. So A equals 12,000 times 1 plus 0.047 divided by 12 raised to the 12 times 6 power. Now let's see what that is. So you can say 12,000 times 1 plus 0.047 divided by 12, close the parentheses, raised to the parentheses, 12 times 6, close the parentheses, press equal, and again, notice it sits higher, and that's 58 cents. Okay? All right, and then continuously, so for continuously, you have to use this formula. So A equals 12,000 times E in parentheses, put the exponent in parentheses, and the rate is 0.047 times the time, which is 6 years. All right, so using your calculator, all right, so you got to remember where the E button is, so it's right here, right. It's that blue one. You're going to press the LN button, natural log button. So 12,000, that's 12,000. So 12,000, second E, see that shows up, and then you say, the parentheses already shows up, so you say 0.047 times 6, close the parentheses, press equal, and notice this is $15,909.34. Okay, so compound continuously means an infinite number of times. So notice that this is more than any of the others. So the more times it's being compounded per year, the more money you earn. Okay, so that's number one. Let's look at number two. Suppose you invest $4,700, 4.5% compound amount for 2.5 years. How much money will you have in the account after the given time period? All right, so that same formula. So A equals $4,700 times 1 plus 0.045. You must change that to a decimal. And it's being compounded monthly, so n is 12. All raised to the n times t power, which is 2.5. Okay? So using your calculator, so you're going to say 4,700 times in parentheses 1 plus 0.045 divided by 12, close the parentheses, raised to the parentheses 12 times 2.5, close the parentheses, press equal, and it's we get 5258.53. Okay, so $5,258.53. All right, now remember, just like we had a discussion here, you invested $12,000. This is more than $12,000. That excess is the interest. Okay, so if you want to find the interest, you would take what the accumulated value is. So the interest is the accumulated value minus the principal. So it's $5,258.53 minus 4,700, and that's going to equal, so let's see, 5,258.53 minus 4,700. So it's like 558.53. So $558.53. Okay, number three. Suppose you invest $6,000 at 6% compounded quarterly. So this time n is 4. Now this is for 9 months. Okay, so remember time is in years. So we have to convert months to years. Okay, so how much will be in the account after the given time period? So that's the accumulated value. So it'll be 6,000 times 1 plus 0.06 divided by n, and then raised to the 4 times, Okay, now we got to convert this to months. You can say 9 divided by 12, just like this. So 9 divided by 12. So put that in parentheses. 4 times 9 divided by 12. All right, using a calculator. So that's where that parentheses is going to be important. So you can say 6,000, parentheses, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 4. Close the parentheses. Raised to the parentheses 4 times 9 divided by 12. Just like that. Close the parentheses, press equal. So 6274.07. All right, and so the interest then would be this minus that. So the interest would be the accumulated value minus the principal. So 6274.07 minus 6,000. And that's going to give us $274.07. Okay? All right, so that's the key to this worksheet.